Started. I am so excited to be here. I have a few slides that I'll show all of you. I really wanted you to see these beautiful women and their photos of their families as well as mine. So I am Dr. DelRae Messer. I'm a retired chiropractor, mom of two girls, one that's 18 and one that's 8. And I wanted to do this call tonight as like a conversation. So if you are a mama on this line or you're watching the recording, I want you to know just how real and authentic we wanted this to be for you, because over the past couple of years, we know that the number one reason that women came home from work is the lack of childcare opportunities and the lack of personal and professional growth, toxic work environments. And it's just simply the exhaustion and burnout that happens when you try to do both life and work. And the duality of both of those are what I was experiencing 7.5 years ago as a health professional who had moved into the online space really for the right reasons. I wanted more time, flexibility, and freedom to have more time with my girls. My older daughter was literally raised by daycare. I had the dinner and the bath time and bedtime books, and that was it. And I just missed so many meaningful moments that I wanted to have with her. And I had a lot of regret and I had guilt constantly. I was feeling guilty when I was at work. I was feeling guilty when I was at home. And I couldn't conceptualize missing those same moments with my younger daughter, who was 10 months when I was introduced to Isogenics. I was in a transition personally and professionally. I had a large amount of student loan debt. I felt the weight of financial pressure, wanting to provide for my girls, and most importantly, wanting to be a role model for them for financial freedom and wellness, and really just feeling stuck over and over again. And I just was exhausted. I put on a really happy face the majority of the time. I don't know if any of you do the same thing. I really struggled asking for help. I just thought that I could do it all. And it's because I watched a mom. I'm the oldest of 4, and she was a stay-at-home mom on the farm, and I literally watched her do everything. And I'm telling you, when this woman scrubbed the floor, it was like hands and knees, every corner. She did everything. She did all the laundry. She did everything. And I thought to myself, okay, if I have a career and I don't have the capacity to do all of that and be what she was for all of us, am I a bad mom? And I just thought that I'd have to choose between the two. I mean, anybody on this call, or if you're listening to the recording, have you ever felt like you absolutely had to choose between your work and your family, at least at some point? Or have you had a boss or a manager that literally doesn't understand you and understand what you're going through? Have you ever had a sick child and felt like, oh my gosh, now literally my work is mad at me for missing it? And the flexibility of what we need in our day-to-day in those roles is so necessary, but it's very rare that you find a culture, a work opportunity, and people around you that understand that, especially being a single mom. And I know that so many people have been through those transitions, and women. And when I've pulled up some statistics about how much time an average woman spends grocery shopping for household items. And remember, this is usually 2 to 3 trips per week, 3 hours doing that, 10 hours of meal planning and prep. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, 3 hours of laundry and cleaning. I don't know. I thought it was a whole lot more than that. 5 hours of who does pick up and drop off, right? Pick up and drop off. How much time does that take? And how about commuting to work? How much time commuting to work? So if we look at just the lack of opportunity and flexibility that a lot of women have, it's what we saw in the past couple of years. And women are just looking for another way. And I think the biggest challenge that I had 7.5 years ago is I did not want anyone telling me that something was going to be a lottery ticket and easy, because nothing is that we know is worth it. And I knew that if I wanted to look at a different way, I was going to have to start thinking differently. And that's probably the hardest part. I had to think about how could I minimize the hours that I was spending in all of those areas, release guilt, and literally be able to leverage my time. So Casey's going to talk about time management, but I actually want to talk about a form of self-care, and it's called boundaries. And it's called no is a complete sentence. And it's called we don't have to constantly feel obligated to say yes. And that is okay. It is okay to ask for help. It took me so long to say that and to even say I need help. I was the first person in my family to get and seek professional counseling. I've gone every week for 7.5 years, and it's literally changed my life. Where I grew up, that's not accepted. If you seek counseling, there's something absolutely wrong with you that needs to be fixed. And you know what? At the end of the day, I looked at my life and it was not going according to plan. And there was a common denominator, and she was looking at me in the mirror. And so I knew I had to take full responsibility for that. I also felt like I was constantly a hot mess express train with my time. And I felt very chaotic. I didn't feel like I could ever, I like looked at and so enviously at women that were like, they had it together. And I was in Target, like, there's always a meltdown. Like, what is happening? I'm running, I'm sweating all the time. Like, sweat was like just my constant state of energy. And I struggled to even think that there was going to be any like calm in my life or peace in my life. And so that stress, I think it just keeps bubbling up until either you become extremely resentful of your current circumstances, you become shameful, embarrassed, and feel guilty about where you're at personally or professionally, or you're just so burned out and exhausted that you don't even feel like getting up in the morning. It feels like Groundhog Day. You go to a job that simply pays the bills, that you're not passionate about, that you're not purposeful about. And I was there, so I know exactly what that feels like. When I was introduced to isogenics, I first and foremost needed the nutrition. I needed a way to not spend 10 hours meal prepping. I needed a way to simplify actually nourishing my body. And when I looked at the science of this nutrition, and if you get to know me well, I'm literally a science geek. I love all things science. And I love that isogenics has combined the best of what nature and science have to offer at the convenience of my fingertips every single day. And when I put the products in my body, I mean, there's a lot of people that have looked at resetting, whether it's inflammation or their weight, or they just don't feel great in their skin. And that's where I was, especially post baby. But I'll tell you, the number on the scale after 30 days paled in comparison to my mental clarity, my energy, and most importantly, just kind of how I felt about being a mom. I felt like playful again, and I felt energetic. And of course, during the past 7.5 years, with everything that's happened in the world, has that gone up and down a few times? Absolutely. It's like entirely normal. There's so many seasons in life. Had a sick, immune compromised family member, supporting them and going through just so much, like all of you in the past couple of years. I get it. But what I will say is, even if you aren't perfect in it, this nutrition, it gives you the ability to create consistency in your habits. And I think we can all agree that if you can't do something consistently, it's likely not going to stick as a habit. And just day to day, it's been a game changer that way. And it changes. I love all of our nutrition in a different way, on different days, but I'll say nutritional cleansing and intermittent fasting was a game changer. So what I'm going to do real quick, and then I'm going to bring Janelle on, is I'm going to show you my family. This is my family, my girls and my partner and his boys. And I will say Isogenics has made me the best mom and the best partner, the best friend that I could have ever imagined being. And the reason why is because, one, when you feel better, you influence everyone around you. When you're happier, when you take care of yourself, you influence others. And once I started to understand that financial well-being gives you a lot of choice, getting rid of that stressor. And I think we all know what that feels like too. There's been a lot of people that have been affected financially during the past couple of years. We have the rise in just everything, the cost of inflation right now, the cost of gas to just simply food. It's a lot of pressure on families, and simply an extra $400 can make a big difference in people's lives. And I will say that our vision at Isogenics is what gets me up every morning. We believe everyone deserves to experience a healthy, joyful, and abundant life. And we are driven by values. We want people to get to know us and trust us. We understand you may have been let down by other companies or other systems or other products or other people. And so with our money back guarantee, and most importantly, us welcoming you with any goals that you have, we want to show you that we have a one-of-a-kind community, and we have integrity, and we want to empower you through education. Never convince you that this is for you, but allow you to discover if you align with it and with us. We have a no compromise policy. All of our ingredients are third-party tested. And I have to mention our hero product, one of them, which is our collagen elixir, $100 million product alone last year. It took this amazing market by storm. It is disrupting what we've seen in this market, and it is exceptional. Just the results alone, because we're backed by science, have been exceptional. In 30 days, what people see, we were in fact in a peer-reviewed journal that was released. And secondarily, we just released our hair revival, which is an incredible product. This is a massive category right now. There's so many people that struggle with not only challenges with aging in our skin, but also hair. And it has, I mean, again, taken the market by storm. So we're so excited to be able to show you some of these amazing transformations. And I'm going to bring my friend Janelle on so she can share a little bit about her story. I mean, check out these before and afters, by the way. These are 30-day transformations with our hair revival. It is absolutely mind-blowing. So Janelle, are you there?
I am. Hello, DelRae.
How are you, my friend?
Hi, so good. How are you?
Good. So, I mean, how is Miles tonight? What's he doing?
Miles is in bed.
All right, he's sleeping. That's
He's
great.
sleeping.
I love it. Tell me, okay, so how long have you been using Isagenix nutrition? What piqued your curiosity about it? And what were some of the changes that you noticed when you started taking the products?
Yes, so I've been using Isagenix nutrition for going on 2 years. It was 2 years in January. I've used it before and I loved it. And so it wasn't when Casey brought it back up to me, I was all in because at the time I was 10 months postpartum. So I had just had Miles, moved to a new town, was not working, was at home breastfeeding, and I was struggling, to just feel like myself, lose the bloat after I was done breastfeeding. And I also tore my abs whenever I had Miles. So putting the products in my body, I was able to lose 10 pounds in my first month. And then I just felt more confident. I had more energy. I was able to get through the day with a 10-month-old. And most importantly, I was actually surrounded by a community of women again. I moved to a town where I knew absolutely no one. So to be able to have a virtual community of women and meeting other moms that were going through similar things like I was really refreshing.
Amazing. I love hearing that. Isn't it incredible too? Like, just even as a mom, who you are for your son, just having the nutrition at your fingertips, even through ups and downs, because we all have them and a lot of stress in seasons. But it just, I mean, for me, it was that foundation. What piqued your curiosity about the income opportunity?
Yeah, so at the time, like I said, I was a new mom in a new town, and I just wasn't in a position to be able to go back to work. I'd been in the fitness industry for, almost 9 years when I was in Vegas. And as much as I loved it, I was still working early mornings and late nights. And I knew that if I wasn't working, I didn't get paid. And I love the idea of being able to make money online and to create residual income. I actually didn't even know what residual income was, minus like if somebody plays a song on the radio, they get paid over and over again. I didn't know of any other different way. So being able to make an income from home and also still be in my zone of genius of being in the fitness industry, being in the health industry, I love that. And it was a blessing because 3 months later, this was January 2020. So 3 months later, the world shut down. We went through a global pandemic. And then I also went through a life transition. So making money online from home was essential, literally.
Absolutely. I was in the same position. I mean, I couldn't afford childcare when I had G when she was little, and being able to do this from home with flexibility was everything. And I know many people think success is linear. I think social media has given us this constant like highlight reel that it looks a certain way. And we live in the instant gratification microwave push start. And I want to be there with my success in building, whether it is a small part-time income, a side gig, or something more substantial. I think we all start in that place with sometimes high expectations. And I think here, what I loved the most is it was really real and honest. Like if you want to build something, it's going to take work and there's going to be ups and downs, just like any other income opportunity. And I just appreciate that transparency. And with, the great resignation, the past couple of years, we've seen more women leave the workforce than ever before. All of these expenses add up, and you're a really busy mom with a full-time job, working Isagenix in the pockets of your day on the side. what would you say? Most people, they say extra $400 is what they need to just feel more breathing room. What has this extra, even just little bit of income done for you and your son?
Oh man, what hasn't it? Well, one, it allowed me to work from home during a global pandemic, and it supported me through a life transition to becoming a single mom in a new town, and I don't have any support or family here. And now I get to build this business as a side hustle. I'm so grateful for the success I've had in this company, and now being able to work this business as a side hustle while I work my full-time job in sales. I absolutely love it. I love being busy and finding my identity again. I feel like I've been like reborn again. And I remember Jessica Rigner saying one time that the busiest people in this business are the most successful. And I now can understand that. I find myself more productive in my isogenics business, working it just a few hours a day. Before, I do it, wake up, do my morning routine before Miles wakes up. I work on my lunch break and I do calls sometimes in our break room and then at night. And, but what fuels me the most, is that, Miles is 3. And so when he gets of school age, I'll be in a position where I will be able to, design my days, and never miss any moments with him. Because, putting that work in now, I know that I'll be in that position to really be able to, make those decisions of what I want to do, and what we want to do. So I'm excited for that. And that makes me excited for other women who are in positions where they're working, full-time jobs too right now, and they're not in a position to, do isogenics full-time, and that's okay. But you can use this as leverage to be able to get there. So you're not working, just a 9 to 5 until you retire, and then you still have to work because it's not enough. And statistics show now that it's not enough to just have one stream of income.
Absolutely. And I will say, I think all of us can agree we've been in challenging seasons in our life and we wonder, why me? What is on the other side of this? And I mean, beyond the income that this has given you, what are some of the gifts of growth that you've experienced? Because for me, that's some of the intangible benefits of building something of your own. And again, this may not be a fit for everyone, but I know more businesses were started in the past 2 years because people want some sense of control in their day. They want to know that they can design at least part of it. There's many people that don't really want to build someone else's dream and they want to start building theirs on the side. While they build it, they still have incredible income coming in from a full-time job. They feel secure. What are some of the experiences you've had? You said personally, it's grown you a lot. What are some of those gifts of growth?
One, I mean, I'm a better mom. I've learned that from you. I love the fact that this is truly a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached. We know that financial stress is one of the biggest stressors in people's life, especially right now. And so being able to have that every single week is great, as well as the community, as well as the mentorship, as well as, the systems in place. It's literally a business in a box, and anyone, we have so many walks of lives and so many different business owners. And now more than ever, with collagen, with everything that we have, coming, to the forefront in this company. I mean, I think, in the people are going to ask, like, what company are you a part of now? Like, everyone is looking to add, streams of income, and we have a rocket ship, and it's just a blessing. And I'm excited to see all of the humans that come into our business, because we're going places.
I love it. Last question. And I think this one's really important because I mentioned it when I chatted, and I'm going to share a couple of my tips for my essential routines for being able to draw boundaries and ask for help, because I know it's really important. We were both athletes, then moms. So it's very common to put on a tough face and say we have it all together and just kind of power through obligations. How has embracing seasonalities in your life, like the ups and the downs, and becoming more vulnerable and discovering self-care, like what have you learned feeling more vulnerable? Because I know it's not easy for many moms to say, I'm not doing okay.
Yes, and I struggled with that, and you taught me that it was okay to say that and to ask for help. And by doing that, I remember when I did that the first time ever, because as an athlete and growing up, I held all of my emotions inside. And then it was then something ended up happening whenever it finally does come out, right? It's like a huge tantrum. And by being able to embrace that, I actually found that so many women were in the same position. And being able to share that, hey, I'm not okay. Um, I was, it was relatable. And it also gave other women permission. The amount of conversations that I've had with especially other moms, if I share something like real raw or just even in a conversation with somebody, the conversations that we have, so many women right now are going through those hard times, and being able to see that your life is not a highlight reel, not everything is okay, is a breath of fresh air. So I thank you for that, because you taught me that, to be vulnerable, to read every single Brene Brown book that there was, to really educate myself on vulnerability, because I had never even really heard the word before. And so I'm so grateful for that. And what I love the most about this company, like I said, like it's the personal development journey, and, our business only grows to the level that we grow. And I learned that very early that I had a lot of growth to do. And I'm just so grateful that I have access to everything that this company, has to offer, and also be able to, take care of me as a mom and fuel me. And, now Miles drinks the smoothies every morning. He's like, Mom, smoothie. And I'm, putting a scoop of the shake in his cup. And I just love that it's like a family, legacy, company. And that, I'll leave you with this. If you're looking to, up level, in any area of your life, whether it's physically, financially, looking to surround yourself with a positive community, you can have a seat at our table. And because everyone deserves, to have this and have access to this, and the fact that you can get it for, a 6-pack of collagen each month is mind blowing.
Incredible. Thank you. And I know part of your essential routine is your movement daily. And I want to point this out. It is so hard sometimes to prioritize what most people say. Well, if it's important enough, you'll make time. Right? We hear that all the time. And I'm like, there's some days where like literally I don't even know where the minute is to find the time. And so I've also really unraveled this whole like toxic positivity, that's now being talked about more and more, where it's like, you must rise and grind. You've got to push through. And I think I've seen so many of your videos with you just even dancing with Miles, and that may be your movement for the day. And that's okay. I think that there's also a beautiful gift in grace and process and progress, and that it doesn't always have to be like all in to the perfect plan or all out. And I think that alone, and of course, being athletes, it's like really hard to get there because we were so used to that. Like you're valued for your performance, you're valued for throwing up during practice because that's actually a good thing. You pushed yourself to that place. My mom and I were actually just talking about that when I was home in North Dakota. She's like, do you remember when you did that? I'm like, yeah, I do. Not really proud, because you look back and it's just like, it's just kind of conditioned in us. And especially in our country, like we are really conditioned to perform and achieve, and like that is, and be successful, and that's your validation. And I think it's why a lot of women go through this identity crisis as mom. It's like, who am I now, like how many times do you all hear mom in a day? I'm like, sometimes like, was it like 100? I think it was 100. Like, how many times do you think we hear it in their lifetime? Mom, watch me. And they know when you're paying attention and when you're not. And so I also realized, in Casey's going to touch on this, the time blocking component. And I was doing it before, like I had bits and pieces of it, but was I intentional in those moments? Or was it like, oh no, this is time blocked, but I'm still thinking about something over here? And they totally know it. They totally know when you're intentional with your quality time. And I think I needed to get more intentional with even time with myself and that self-care. And again, saying no. So my essential routine is to really hold boundaries around my own time, to fill my own cup, because if I don't, I cannot be a leader. I cannot be the best mom. I can't be the best partner. And I struggled saying no. So I don't know if any of you were kind of raised with different beliefs of like, don't, have conflicting conversations or hard conversation or a tough conversation because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings, or like try and do it all and say yes because that just makes you like superwoman, right? And I used to do that all the time. It had to be like every birthday party, every all this, it had to look great. And it's exhausting to try and keep up with that. So I started slow by saying no to things where I was like, am I going to feel drained or energized after this? And I started to really pay attention to that. And what I realized is it kind of got less and less, and it actually became more quality time with my girls and like with people that were really meaningful. And so I want you to like practice the routine of self-care. And that may look different for all of you. Some people are like, well, a bath is my self-care, or, you know, just even doing my hair. I remember self-care being like, I think I need to lock the bathroom and at least just have a minute by myself. That's what my sister said one time. So I think that's a really great just takeaway for any mom out there that you're just feeling, and ask for help. So this is it for my tip. Casey's going to come on. She's going to share hers. I had this mom at school that has become a really good friend of mine. And we have asked each other for help because we gave each other permission to do so, because we both struggled with it. We just kind of got to know each other. And I was like, so you're exhausted and I'm exhausted. How about when that happens, we actually ask for help by like doing a play date and giving one a little bit of time. And it was a game changer. And she said to me the other day, she said there was something really hard going on with her family. And then she texted me after and she apologized for telling me. She goes, I feel like I just dumped a bunch of negativity on you and I'm so sorry. Like, that's not your stuff. And I was like, I'm actually really grateful you trusted me enough to share something hard with me and be vulnerable. And she walked away from that and she was like, thank you so much for just giving me that space. I think that's sometimes all we need to is just a listening ear. And Miss Casey Tom is going to share her time blocking tips with us. She has an exceptional story and we're going to get you on with your night. I said I wanted to keep it super short. I went a few minutes over what I said I was going to, but Casey, like, you got to keep up with her. So she'll be able to pack it in, I promise.
Thank you, DelRae. I said, okay, we got 3 minutes and I'll let everybody go. No, I'm kidding. My mic go 1 minute over. So give me 4 minutes of your undivided attention so we can crush this and I can leave you guys full of fire and passion, just like DelRae and Janelle have. So I've been in the fitness and wellness industry for 14 years as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. I've owned my own business. I've wanted more time. That was my pain point. I truly believe that you don't find Isagenix. I believe that Isagenix finds you. And it was my 12 o'clock hour in November of 2019 when I got on a call with DelRae and she asked me all the right questions. And it was just being seen, felt, and heard truly is what just completely changed the trajectory of my life and my family's life. And when I saw the potential here, that is what truly set my soul on fire. And I could actually see me having more time with that cute little girl you see on the screen. That's my daughter, Jojo. And then my husband, Trevor. That's all I wanted was more time. It wasn't about the money. It was about having the time to be present as a mom and be a good wife and be a good woman. And I want to share with you guys like exactly what you need. There's 3 products that I truly live by that really are going to help not just boost your immunity, but boost your clarity within your body, boost the clarity within your mind, but just also within your confidence. This product you see on the screen was a game changer for me. This is our Cleanse for Life. This helped me accidentally release 22 pounds in my first month. I didn't think I had 22 pounds to lose. Apparently I did. And I owe it all to this because we have so much built up toxicity and inflammation in our bodies. And this product right here, hands down, bar none, is the absolute most potent cleansing system for your cells on the market. And it's all adaptogens, all herbs. We pioneered this product, Isagenix did, over 20 years ago. And literally the mental clarity that you're going to feel and the cellular renewal that you have, and then just the break that you give your digestive system is a game changer. So I absolutely believe every single woman, especially mother, needs this product just to be able to have the ability to perform their best every single day. And then we move on and I have this incredible product that we all love to call our Happy Mommy Juice. This is our adaptogens in our Ionic Supreme. This is our stress reducer. So literally I have it in liquid form. I pull it out of the fridge, take a couple shakes and swig it. I mean, drink it like you did in college, if you know what I'm saying, 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, depending upon what the day is like. This is going to reduce your stress. This is my favorite shot. I don't know how I did tequila pulls in college. I do pulls of adaptogen elixir now and all this incredible ionic supreme. So this is going to improve your mental focus. It's going to allow you to truly feel more patient, but also give you the ability to actually maintain your metabolic tone and burning body fat and energy efficiently. So taking this every day is a non-negotiable. If I don't have it, I fully understand and know. Then my last favorite product I want to share with you ladies and men tonight is our immune booster. This is a product that I believe is truly not seen well enough, that is very potent, especially in regards to our bodies. We know we've just gone through a 2-year global pandemic. This immune booster has the most potent mushrooms on the planet that work with your body's immunoefficiency in your gut. So our immune system is housed in our gut. If we can keep our immune system healthy, then we're going to have our ability to be more resilient through seasons of distress and through the seasons that cause more immunodeficiencies. This allows you to be more efficient in your immunoresponse within your body. It doesn't taste like anything. Apparently, some people think it tastes like hay. I don't know what hay tastes like, but it's super easy to just throw in your shake. I mix it in the morning in a cocktail with Amped Hydrate, and it just keeps my immune system so incredibly strong and healthy. Those are my 3 products I love. Now, I just want to give you 2 tips that are really going to help you to own and win your day. If you want to own and win your day, you must time block. I do what's called a Set It Up Sunday every single Sunday, where I look at your calendar for the week. And I want you to mark in your calendar everything you need to do for you first. Because if you're not taken care of, nobody else is taken care of. So put your appointments in your calendar, your self-care, your workouts, your walks, your meal prep time. Put those appointments in your calendar as if it was an appointment with the president of the United States or whoever your biggest role model is, whether it's, I don't know, Tom Hanks, Oprah Winfrey, you name it. Put that in your calendar as if you're not going to miss that appointment. On Sunday, look at your calendar for the week. Those are non-negotiables. No one can touch my workout time and my time for my walks, because I know if I don't get that in, I'm not going to show up as present as I desire to be. So Set It Up Sunday, every single Sunday. Time block in your self-care, time block in you first, and then go on to your business adventures. Because like I said, if you do not take care of you, no one else is taken care of. That's tip number 1. The last tip I'm going to leave you with is setting alarm clocks in your bookends for the day. So your morning and your nighttime routines, making sure that you have an alarm set in the morning so that you are up an hour before the rest of the house so that you can take care of you. And that's going to look different for all of you. Some of you need to work out first thing in the morning. Some of you need to sit and drink tea or coffee and journal and manifest. But having that time in the morning is just as important as what I like to call your cleanup at the end of the day in your bookend. If your bedtime is 10 p.m., set an alarm on your phone that goes off at 9 p.m. So then that reminds you, you have 1 hour to prepare for bed. Get your phone put away, take care of you, downregulate your stress, however that looks for you. But try to take away stimulation. Work on journaling, reading a book, taking a hot shower, conversing with your other half if you have one within your home, spending time with your children, and truly preparing your body for rest. And those are my 2 tips paired with my 3 favorite products to help you win your days and own your years.
So good. So good. I love it. Okay. So we have essential routines. Casey just covered hers. We did self-care, right? So maybe reach out to someone that could be your inner circle of help and just say, listen, I'm at my max capacity. It's really uncomfortable for me to say this. I don't usually ask for help, but I was hoping that maybe if I get to that point again, I could ask you. And then Janelle, thank you so much for your vulnerability, for your tips. I think Stephanie wanted to see those hair revival pictures. So I'm going to show again, because honestly, just look like they're amazing. So if you're still on Stephanie, there they are. And those are 30-day transformations. So exciting. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It was so great to be with you. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Janelle. And we'll see you next time.